everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. I've got another beer review for you, and it is of this. This is a brand new beer. I say it's brand new into my local Sainsburys anyway. Brand new beer into Sainsburys as of April, May, March. When did I buy this? Beginning of April I bought this. 2023. It's from a brewery that I've had nothing from before, so this is quite exciting. I do quite like it when the supermarkets or bottle shops or places that I go to stick a new little brewery on the shelves. I like it. And they are called by the Horns Brewing Company. This particular beer is called Warped Reverb, and it is a West Coast IPA described as piney, citrus and hoppy at 6%. This beer I'm sure was £3.50, and they are from Salfords in Surrey. You thought I was going to say Manchester then, didn't you? Salfords, wherever that may be. I used to live not far from Surrey, but I've never heard of Salfords. There you go. Beautiful blue, kind of cyan artwork there. Lovely textured can wrap. Do like a textured can wrap. A bit of a sucker for that sort of thing. But if we talk about the quality of the Sainsbury's beers and why I kind of bought this with a bit of confidence, really, I think Sainsbury's put some of the best beer on the supermarket shelves. They really put a lot of effort into how they buy it. Breweries like this that you wouldn't have heard before, they're probably a little hidden gem. And they're always around a good price point. Supermarket, a West Coast IPA, a decent West Coast IPA, from a reasonably priced bottle shop, you're expecting to pay at least £4, £4.50. It could be upwards of that depending on the ABV and things like that. So when I see a beer on the shelf for £3.50, I'm like, yeah, it's cheap, but it's not kind of like... It's not kind of... If we're going to use an example, and I'm sorry to hate on them, I'm not hating on them. Sorry to use them again, but someone like Brewdog who tries to put their beer on the shelves at £3, £2.50, there's going to be a lot of corners cut. But at £3.50, I think breweries can probably justify it. And Sainsbury's take their beer quite seriously. So, yeah, I bought this with confidence. Surrey is a very good brewing area. You've got Siren, you've got Elusive, you've got many breweries around that neck of the woods. So, I'm hoping for good things, and I love a West Coast IPA. The weather's starting to improve. Oh, I can never open these cans because I bite my fingers. The weather's starting to improve, so it's really lending itself now to these pales, these IPAs. Definitely more hop-forward beers. Let's get this open. Lovely smoky can opening. I should say I got this out of the fridge about 20 minutes ago, so it should be a perfect temperature, really. Let's get it in the Stemmed Allegra from twistedhops.co.uk and see what we get. It's been really hard to find a good West Coast IPA in the supermarket. It's been really hard. I think they've tried. I think a few breweries have tried, but there might be one that you absolutely like, and get in the comments, let me know if you do know a good West Coast on the supermarket shelf. But it's been really hard. A few have tried, and a few haven't really. Or a few breweries have put them on the shelves and tried to make a good West Coast for my taste. Or they haven't tried to make it for my taste, but they've tried to make a good West Coast IPA. But my taste just hasn't really sort of taken them. What have we got then? We've got a beautiful semi-hazy, lighter than copper coloured, but not that much. Beautiful, lightly carbonated IPA. We've got a one-finger foamy whitehead. I have to say, off the bat, this looks the business. Looks absolutely the business. Let's get our noses in and see what we get. Oh, this smells good. This smells good. Orange zest, grapefruit. Slight pineapple, slight pine needle. This smells good. It's a bit light on the aroma, but it's not sort of smacking me in the face, but actually the aroma that's there, or the aromas that are there, it's making me smile. Let's go in. Cheers, everybody. £3.50. What can go wrong? Come on. That is really good. That is good. My biggest thing, my biggest thing with supermarket and generally a lot of bottle shop Westies as well is the bitterness is never really there. You get kind of like the semi-tropical, semi-bitter fruits. Like when you look at the fruit spectrum, you get sort of semi-tropical bitter fruits, but you never really get that bitterness. You do with this. It is bitter from the moment it touches your lips. Orange, straight away. Grapefruit. More of a freshly. Imagine if you ate a freshly cut pineapple chunk. It's not kind of the sweeter tin pineapple end. That's the start, and then the middle. It becomes sweeter orange, sweeter grapefruit. Pineapple's gone a little bit now. There is a subtle pininess running through that. Maybe could be a bit more pronounced if I'm being hypercritical. And as much as there is bitterness straight off the bat, there's not that massive bitter, drying, bitter whack, that telltale West Coast dry bitterness at the end. It actually becomes sweeter. And it's hard to pinpoint that sweetness down. I'm now picking up lemon in the middle. I suppose that's what that sweetness is. Subtle bit of lemon, bit of lemon sherbet. And it's gone a little bit. I think this is a bit of a tale of two stories, this beer. I think the beginning is insane. It feels like a right up your backside West Coast IPA that is just going to be unrelenting. And you do get those lovely orange, grapefruit, slightly tropical flavours with the pineapple, and the lemon is lovely in there. But then it just sort of tails off a little bit, and the end is a bit disappointing. You're 2/3 of the way through loving this beer, and you just wish it had a massive piney whack of bitterness, and it just doesn't ever come. And it kind of finishes, like slightly citrusy, slightly sweet. There was just like a bit of caramel, slight bit of bread from that malt at the start. Because straight away when you drink this beer, your brain's taken straight to the hops. It's medium bodied. Perfect for a West Coast in my opinion. But yeah, the ending. I don't know, it just leaves you a little bit unfulfilled. I don't know. Let's have a quick look at the can. Let's see if we can find out a bit more about the beer, by the Horns Brewing Company. All the beer, no bull. We have a progressively traditional attitude towards brewing our beers, combining flavour, tradition, skill and experience in a forward-thinking manner. Wrapped Reverb is our big and bold interpretation of a West Coast IPA, brewed with Simcoe, Idaho 7 and Mosaic hops, with a bold bitterness of 65 IBUs, 6% ABV and dry hopped at 12 grams per litre. So that means they drop, for every litre of beer, in the fermentation vessel, they drop 12 grams in. This beer will continually tantalise those taste buds with waves of flavour. I will agree with that. It is a very, very flavourful beer. And it leaves me a little bit empty because, and I'm not being negative, it is a very, very nice beer. It's a very nice beer. It was on the road for being mind-blowingly good, especially at £3.50. But the endings just let it down a little bit, and that's okay. That's okay because it was only £3.50. If you look at if we're going to talk Oregon Trail from Elusive, probably the best West Coast IPA brewed by a British brewer, you are talking close to £5 a can. I think, I'm sure. I'll have to please fact check that. But you are talking at least £1 more than what this can is. So And that's the benchmark, right? That's the benchmark. That's when I think of a British brewed Westie, that's what I think of. This is not far behind. It's a different beer. It's a very different beer to Oregon Trail. It's still a West Coast, but it's a sort of slightly different interpretation of the style. It's very close in terms of what I like out of a beer in terms of the quality, but then it's just the final bit. That one of the biggest things for me out of a Westie is a lovely, piney, drying, probably grapefruity bitterness. And this just misses it a little bit. But it's still a very nice beer. I'm going to rate that. Oh, it's going to be hard because I've been so negative, but I still think it's a really nice beer. I'm so negative because it was so close. I'm going to give that a 3.5 out of 5. I wanted to give it a 4, but no. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's a 4 out of 5 from the Craft Beer Hub. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. Like, subscribe if you'd be so kind. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.